know that we are all caretakers of our planet, but we could always use a reminder of just how crucial that role is. Here to share his incredible photos and story, we welcome award-winning National Geographic photojournalist and the author of Guardians of Life, Kiliii Yüyan. Thank you so much for being here today.
Hey, thanks for having me.
The book is so visually stunning, and it's really a celebration of Indigenous communities who are leading the way in conservation, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's right. Yeah, it's. I think something that people don't know is that Indigenous peoples are by far the most successful conservationists and the most effective ones, and have been, but also currently still are.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the land that they steward protects something like 80% of our species that we know of.
Yeah, 80% of all the biodiversity on Earth, and also about 40% of the natural land remaining on Earth is Indigenous territories.
I mean, that's pretty incredible when you put it into the numbers like that. So you take us on a virtual journey, I mean, truly around the world to some incredible locations. Can you tell me about, I mean, could you choose a favorite? That's probably like choosing a favorite child, right?
It's not hard for me. I'm from a subarctic culture, so I love the cold. And Greenland is my favorite country on Earth. I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Was that one of those photos that we saw, maybe some dog sledding happening?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
What is that like? I mean, that's an experience not many people have ever had.
Hey, dog sledding is one of my favorite things to do, because you'll be out there, you know, and all you'll hear is just hour after hour the dogs padding along, pat,
Wow.
pat, pat, you know, the little paws, you know, and you're sliding along on the ice, and it's really beautiful, and the air is clean, you know, and then it's just like beautiful and crisp, and then suddenly you'll get a whiff of the dog farts.
Yes.
Right. But it's amazing.
Part of the journey.
Yeah, part of the
What
journey.
were some things that those communities, like in Greenland, what are some things we could learn from them?
You know, Greenland is one of those communities for which it's really difficult for Westerners to understand how conservation works in a place like that. But I think Palau is actually a great example. Westerners often understand it. You know, the way that they manage fisheries in the Pacific is using this age-old tradition of governance and how that works. But the very simple version of it basically is, you know, in an area that's shut down for fishing, if, say, some of the young boys, because we know they're always boys, that sneak out in the middle of the night and take their boat out and go fishing where they're not supposed to, you know, in an area that's closed to recuperate.
Yeah.
If they're out there, Auntie finds out the next day because someone saw their car.
Sure.
You know, and then they go home and Auntie's there, and for the next month, that Auntie is yelling at them, and they wish they had never been born, right? What is worse, going to jail or having your Auntie yell at you for a month straight?
I would not choose Auntie. That is serious business.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, and tell me about interacting with these communities, right? You have to kind of immerse yourself in these places to photograph not only the wildlife, but how they are performing this conservation.
Yeah, that's right. You have to go and you know, as a photographer for National Geographic, time is our greatest asset, you know, and I typically spend at least a month in a place.
Wow.
You know, working on this story was 400 plus days in the field, but you know, that translates into basically 2 solid years of being at home less than 30 days a year.
Do you miss home when you're doing a project like this?
I don't really.
I was going to say, it
yeah.
must be part of you to travel and meet all these wonderful people.
Yeah, there are places that I go over and over to, and they become like second family to me. You know, some communities I've been going back for years, and yeah, I love seeing everyone and hanging out.
There are some West Coast locations I think our viewers will recognize not too far from here, like the Klamath Nations and what they're doing to undo some damage from damming, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the Klamath River was dammed until very recently for the last 150 years, but over 30 years, the Klamath peoples, not just the Klamath Nation, but many of the Klamath Nations together, they fought for 30 years and all the dams were removed. It's the largest dam removal in the history of the world, and they were able to accomplish that.
It took a lot of work and it's been quite successful, I believe.
Yeah, it's been really successful. I mean, there are already thousands of salmon that have gone up past the area where the last dam was.
Wow.
And that's only a year later, which is
incredible.
Amazing.
And then what about Vancouver Island? You share some really beautiful photographs from that area as well.
Yeah, Vancouver Island is amazing. You know, Vancouver Island, the Tloquit around Tofino area, you know, they have some of the only old growth forest left on Vancouver Island and in British Columbia, period. It's not a coincidence that that they happen to have it. They basically maintain their own national parks, right? So it's Tloquit National Parks. They have their own park guard, and they manage all of that stuff because for them, that's their home.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
What's it been like for you now that the book is coming out to share these stories with audiences and talk with people about what great examples that we're getting from these communities?
You know, I think people are really excited about it. I mean, looking in a book and seeing this kind of thing where you kind of flip through it, I think, you know, for a lot of people, some of the stuff, you kind of understand it in your brain.
Sure.
But you know what it looks like on the ground, you know, like there's all this kind of stuff like, you know, CO2 emissions, biodiversity, blah, 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 you know. But then you look at it, you're like, oh, well, people get around by dog sled. I can get behind that, you know. We take you know, people are taking care of their kids, making sure that they're still fishing the reef, and this is what it looks like to see the kids playing on the outrigger canoe or whatever. Like that is, so I think when flipping through it and then reading people's words, but seeing the pictures of how the people are living, that really brings home for people.
Such a great project, and thank you so much for sharing part of it with us today. It was so great to chat with you about this.
Yeah, it's nice to be here.
I want to let everyone know that Kiliii has, the book again is Guardians of Life. He has an event tonight at Powell's at 7 p.m. at Powell's City of Books on West Burnside. We will have more information for you on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.